This year I decided to animate my Easter Strava art, and this is how it went. It is 2:30 on Friday the 7th of March, and I'm just about to start Ride 1 in Countersthorpe. I was inspired by something I saw on social media last year, which was a guy running and he had animated a stickman dancing on his runs. I didn't intend to go to that extreme. I think he did over 100 runs. But based on routes I already had, I thought my Easter Strava art would be the easiest to adapt. I also had quite a lot of annual leave rolled over from last year that I had to use by the end of March, so I could take quite a bit of time off work to go and ride these routes. Starting with Ride 1, which was a nice egg-shaped loop with no turning around and no zigzagging. I enjoyed riding down roads I probably haven't been along for 3 years, since I did my original chicken and egg Easter Strava art. And I saw my first lambs of the year. I was glad to still be riding my winter bike at the start of this set of rides because the condition of the roads wasn't that great. The far side of the route is definitely hillier than the roads I usually ride, so I struggled a bit on my heavy winter bike. It is 9 o'clock on Saturday the 8th of March, and I'm just about to start Ride 2. I enjoyed glorious sunshine on Ride 2, but this was the start of riding the cracks of the egg, so it meant a lot of riding one bit and then turning round and going back the way I came. My whole route was based on roads to the south of Leicester, up until this road between Market Harbour and Lutterworth. I definitely enjoyed seeing the daffodils and the little lambs. Definitely felt like spring. Most of my route started somewhere in Countersthorpe, which meant the actual distance of the ride was between 12 and 15 miles, longer than the Strava Art section. After the first 2 rides I got hit by a car cycling to work, so there was a bit of a gap before the next rides. I also didn't take my camera on all rides, which means some rides have a lot of footage and others are just photos from my phone. It is Monday the 24th of March. I'm on annual leave for the day and I'm about halfway through and I've just stopped for a break. It's really nice and sunny today. I haven't got my winter jacket on, I've got a nice short long sleeve top and a gilet, and that's it. And I enjoyed some lovely spaces for my breaks and snacks. Today I have decided, instead of doing one of my routes, I was going to test out a bit of the last route, because that one needs to kind of cut through some fields, so kind of pause it, ride the road round and then restart it, and hopefully it will join those 2 points in a straight line. So I've just done a bit of a test of that, and when I get home we'll see if it has worked. I was a bit worried when I came home, because when I connected it to the Wahoo app it didn't join it up, it just left a gap. But when I then uploaded it to Strava, it had joined the 2 gaps with a straight line, which was exactly the effect I wanted. My routes were gradually getting longer as I extended the cracks into the egg a bit more, and they were also getting hillier, with hills I had to ride up to turn around at the top and go back down. When I planned it originally, I didn't plan all the routes in one go, so they were a bit uneven in terms of how much longer they got each time. I had an idea of how many rides I needed to join up the cracks together, but I was just plotting the routes the day before the ride. I stopped quite a lot to take photos of sheep, but I saw this one at the top of the hill and thought that would be a cool photo. For this ride I switched to my summer bike, which made it a bit easier. I was going to switch the week before, but then it started raining and I didn't want to go out in it on the wet for the first time. I didn't take any photos on this ride until right till the end, where I had made some mini egg cookie bar to eat as a snack. And the chick was starting to hatch. This was the penultimate ride, and instead of going down the hill into Saddington, I was now going up the hill out of it, which was a bit steep. I decided I'd also clip the corner of the chick by pausing my bike computer, so it wasn't exactly the same shape as the egg on this side as it would have been otherwise, and to make sure I paused it at the same place every time, I paused it right by the pothole. By this point I've almost had enough of riding the same roads, so I'm looking forward to exploring some new places soon. It was about 2 miles before I restarted my bike computer again, next to the road sign. It was a bit windier than I initially thought it would be, so I was a bit longer than I expected. I also hadn't considered how far the start was for this ride compared to the others, so the start and end was a bit longer as well. But we got there and my routes are coming together nicely. And finally, the day before Easter, I made it to the last ride of the set, with 11 rides in total. I would have probably done 12 to make a nice even number if I had had time. There are a couple of roads that I didn't do all the time because they made up the leg or the wing of the chick, so I quite enjoyed doing them ones, especially when they were big downhills. got home, I worked out that overall, including the start and end, as well as the test ride, it was about 625 miles of Strava Art. And it was definitely worth it. This section of road was in a really bad condition. I had done it in the opposite direction the day before, so I got off and walked it. I didn't want to risk either falling off or getting a puncture. And we're done. Time to ride home and then see the results. Time for a quick ride home through Blaby and Whetstone, on roads I've become very familiar with now, and enjoyed seeing the pink trees every time I've ridden down there. Here's the last route, as well as a reminder of the overall route. There's room for improvement, but I'm happy with that as my first attempt of animating my Strava art.